Robert Aaron Long, the 21-year-old from Georgia, has been on a killing spree. And because he's a white male, they're calling it a mass shooting. If he had a brown skin, it would have probably been a terrorist attack. And if he was in a gang, it would have been gang related. But he's not in a gang because he seems to be a loser with no friends. But was what he did a hate crime? Was it a terrorist attack? What was the motivation behind this mass shooting? Well, a law enforcement official has said that Robert Aaron Long may have been motivated by issues stemming from sexual addiction, not racism. So, although 6 out of the 8 murder victims were East Asian women, the motive being promoted here is that it's his sexual addiction problem that has led him to kill these women, the majority of whom are East Asian. Now, does it matter why you murder somebody? Does it make it any better or worse if the reason why you committed that atrocity was your hate for their race, or it was some kind of addiction to porn, which I think we can tie in with a hatred of women? If you've got an addiction to pornography, isn't that some kind of misogyny and being addicted to something that is degrading to women? Former classmates tell how he carried the Bible with him to school. So this guy had been to a sex addiction rehab and felt a deep state of remorse and shame over it. So, yet again, this is somebody who can't come to terms with themselves, can't forgive themselves for what they've become, and the guilt that has been drummed into them by religious indoctrination, presumably, has left him so full of hate that he's gone out and murdered 8 people. Was this a terrorist attack? Maybe not in the strictest definition of the word. I don't think he was trying to further any political goal by his actions, but he was certainly driven by an ideology, driven by a strict literalist, fundamentalist interpretation of his religion. So I guess it could be argued that this is a terrorist attack. But why does that label matter so much? Does it really matter the reason why you kill someone? And is murdering people because they're East Asian any better or worse than murdering people because they're women? And it would seem to be a hate crime one way or the other. They're all women. The majority were East Asian. I don't know if this gentleman is racist. He didn't seem to commit the atrocity because of a racist ideology, but I bet deep within him, maybe subconsciously, there is a degree of racism. What was it that made him able to see these women as worthy of being murdered, as being less than human, less than him? It's either their race or their gender, isn't it? One or the other. And race is a factor when it comes to how the police dealt with him and the softly approach. I couldn't believe it. The officer describing what happened sounded like a parent trying to defend his kid at parents' evening and of saying, oh, he had a tough time, seems like he had a bad day, he was in a bad place.
He was pretty much fed up and kind of at the end of his rope, and yesterday was a really bad day for him, and this is what he did.
And I guess that's the most lenient we've ever seen police officers be since they took Dylan Roof for a Burger King shortly after he'd committed his atrocity. So it's no wonder people are asking, do officers in America treat white criminals better than they treat black criminals? Do the police in general just treat white people better than they treat non-white individuals? And the police is a hot topic at the moment. It's a hot topic in this country, and that story seems to be doing the rounds, that theme. And when you get one story, you get another and another, and domino effect. And there's footage that has emerged of a black lady being apprehended by a white officer, and the officer ends up getting injured, and the woman is killed by the police. And there's a lot of debate about this story. I'm going to run the clip, show you some of the footage.
Here, do me a favor, turn.
No, hold
Turn
on.
around.
Don't put me in handcuffs. I haven't done anything wrong.
Ma'am.
No, don't put me
You're about to get tased.
No!
Get down! Get down on the ground! Down on the ground!
No! 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 I didn't do nothing.
Step out. Ma'am! Put the gun down! Put the gun down! 22 shots fired! Shots fired! Ma'am! Put the gun down! Put the gun down! 22 shots fired! Shots fired!
So leave me a comment. Did the officer do the right thing? And were the police that arrested Robert Aaron Long right to be so defensive and so lenient on a guy that just murdered 8 people?